When I first started in music ministry, I was honestly I was in middle school, and was just approached by someone in the parish looking for young people to form a group for our Saturday Vigil Mass. So she knew I played piano and said, "Would you like to come join us?" And that's where I got my start. So in the 30 years that I've been in music ministry, I would say there's been a lot of mountains and a lot of valleys. Um, Starting out, I was young. I was 12, I think, and took over a choir by the time I was 16. Um, and it was new and it was exciting, and I was using some skills, and I found people that I had things in common with, and I had a great time. I learned so much from people in my choir. I've switched parishes a number of times. So the second place that I went was much bigger parish. It was lots more people to manage. I think my first valley was probably trying to navigate how to make everyone happy, and I quickly learned that it is not possible. So I used a lot of prayer time and just tried to see what the Lord was calling me to do. And I think in that time, I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I was just going to do the best that I could, which really helped take me back into more of a mountain in my ministry. I changed a whole diocese. I went from Diocese of Covington to the Archdiocese of Cincinnati, and completely rebuilt a program there. And that was exciting. That was exciting too. That was a mountain. We unified parish repertoire. The choir grew. It was really, they were great. They were really great. Other external from music ministry challenges came up, and that was definitely a valley. More recently, I don't think I ever really thought about leaving music ministry entirely, but I realized it was not fulfilling me in the way that it once had, or the way that it should. So it was time to make another change, and I am happily and currently at another mountain in my ministry. I really like the passage from Jeremiah, "For I know the plans I have for you." And every time I think things get a little overwhelming, I try to just come back to that. I'm not in charge. One of my favorite things in music ministry, I think, is taking a group of people that maybe have some things in common, but come together and lift unique voices and unique musical gifts and talents, and just helping form that into something really beautiful. And I think the greatest compliment I ever receive is when somebody says, "That was so prayerful. That really helped me at Mass today," because that's our job. So taking all of these different people and all of these different abilities and skill sets and ages, and just helping mold that group into just a unified front, really. It just is really beautiful. And I love it when we finish a liturgy and not having really chatted about what the homily is going to be about, and you realize it was the whole package. The music went with the homily went with the music, the scripture readings tied in, and it just, there's nothing more liturgically satisfying. So I have one piece that is published through GIA. It's a setting of the Easter sequence. And I've written a lot of other pieces, none of which have been published yet, but one of the pieces that I have written is a piece called "Through His Mother's Eyes." And I wrote it not long after my daughter was born. And a thought just came onto my heart, like really, really thinking what it would have been like for Mary to watch all the events unfold and then see her son crucified, just as a parent. And so I wrote this song, and I sang it for Good Friday, thinking, okay, well, it fits in. And I had no idea the impact that song would have on me or on other people. So I've had people have asked for it, like they want to pray to it. And so if I can use something that God has given me as a gift in writing music and share that with people, and it touches them so deeply, like that's not me, that's God working through me. So I think, sometimes I think it's so important to remember how in what we think of sometimes as the simplest actions so I just wrote a song. And sang it for a time where I thought it was appropriate, but for other people that touched their heart in a way that they hadn't experienced before. And it's humbling that I think that I've been entrusted with that kind of a gift that I can share with other people. So it just reminds me, just God is ever present and what we all do. So if you are new to music ministry, one of the beautiful things about music is there's always something you can do to be better. You can, whatever skill level you're starting at, there are all things, any kind of things that you can do for improvement. But it's really important to not compare yourself to other people. The important thing is, are you better today than you were yesterday? Are you going to be better tomorrow than you were today? And if that's the steady progress that you're making in your music ministry, then you are being quite successful. And I think so often it's easy to think, oh, I'm not as good as that person. Maybe I shouldn't play. Maybe I shouldn't sing. But we are many parts in one body. So all of these, if it is on your heart to have music ministry as a part of your life, and if that feeds your soul and your heart and your prayer life, then it's a gift you've been given. So my advice would be to use that, to give that gift back. And the way we do that is we keep going, and each day we strive to improve just what we're doing.